Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been raining on and off, but at this moment it looks like I should be okay to record this video. Before I start with the news that I have for you today, I want to make an announcement that tomorrow, and that is Friday, October 4th, at 1 p.m. Miami time, 10 a.m. Seattle time, 7 p.m. Warsaw time, there is a roundtable live stream that we scheduled with Andrzej Martianov, the one and only, as I call Andrzej, and Mr. Larry Johnson as well. So tune in tomorrow. If you have any questions for my great guests, you are very welcome to put them in the comment section here, or even better way to do it is on my locals community or community page on YouTube channel. Anyway guys, also before I start with the news, my book that I collaborated on with Scott Ritter, covering Ukraine, the Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of Anya Kay. I've seen it on Amazon, that is on sale. It's not that big markdown, but it's about 9-10% I think. So if you're interested in ordering it, supporting my and Scott's work, and also helping me to get my little dacha, you know where, this would be really great. All right, so guys, let's start with the topics that I have for you today. To be honest, I don't know what you're thinking, because what the heck is going on in the world? It looks like we are absolutely going global with the conflict very soon, because as you know, the situation is getting more and more hot in the Middle East region. Again, I'm not an expert, I'm just someone who is a regular citizen and is observing the situation and listening to those highly ranked officials who are making statements and taking actions and responding to the genocide, and then being accused that they are the ones to blame for. It's such a melting pot of destruction and tension, and I don't know how far this will go. But let me start with the words from the Iranian president, Masoud Pezeshkian, I don't know how you pronounce his name, so apologies, who said, I think yesterday, after the response from Iran on Israel, after that massive response attack, he said that the Iron Dome they have built is not made of iron, is more fragile than glass. The world must be able to punish such an apartheid genocidal regime. So there was a speech that was televised. It was televised to Israel, and it was during the weekly cabinet session meeting. He vowed a more crushing response. He said operation that is called True Promise, the second, so number 2, True Promise 2, proved Iron Dome is more fragile than glass. He noted that Iran does not seek war, yet it is not afraid of it either. I mean, I think this is global at the end of the day. Looking at this, I will continue with his words, but I want to tell you the first thing that crosses my mind is the level of people who soon, very soon, already are, but even more so, will be homeless, and the level of migrants that will be going towards Europe first and foremost, and I don't know what other countries, because Syria is affected, which I have the second news about Syria after this. Lebanon is affected, Israel, Iran. I mean, continuing with the president of Iran, our retaliation proved Iran will never joke about honor and pride of its nation. European countries and America must put this criminal, meaning Israel, in its rightful place in a way that it stops doing such a things, because if it wants to continue, it is not that simple. Next time, if it does something to disrupt our security, we are able to disrupt their security. Definitely, if they want to do something wrong, they will receive a far stronger response than it was demonstrated last night. Then after the meeting, he headed This end of quote. After that meeting, he headed to Qatar on his first trip as Iranian president. So here are my thoughts. I just don't want to say who is right, who is wrong, how this should be. I think ultimately, I don't think anyone wants to resolve this at the table negotiations, in my sense, and this is what I will be talking about tomorrow, absolutely, with Andrei and Larry. China will get involved, Russia will get involved. Who else is there? Turkey. Yeah, Turkey will get involved. What's gonna be, guys? I mean, meanwhile, Israeli airstrike targets Russian airbase and Russian weapons depot in Syria. As per Syrian state media reports, Israeli bombardment started at 3:55 a.m. and ended at 4:41 a.m. So this is this morning, today. Syrian air defense claimed to have intercepted 50 projectiles with the help of Russian military. The hostile projectiles reportedly targeted Syria's, the name of the places, I don't know if I say it correctly, Latakia, Yableh and Tartus. On the note of targeting, 2 articles now. The first one is from TASS, from today, October 3rd. Gaza infrastructure almost destroyed by Israeli's army, says Palestinian president, and this was during the meeting. Let me tell you, what was it? It was the 3rd summit of the Asia Cooperation Dialogue, ACD, which started in Doha, that is capital of Qatar. Gaza infrastructure almost destroyed by Israeli army. He said this in Cairo, sorry, this was from Cairo, but he said it in Qatar. 90%, almost 90%, 90, pretty much the whole thing, of all infrastructure facilities in Gaza Strip have now been destroyed by the actions of Israeli army. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said, speaking at this 3rd summit of the Asia Cooperation Dialogue. Quoting him, the relentless Israeli aggression has caused the destruction of about 90% of the Gaza Strip infrastructure, destroying almost all facilities in the enclave. I just wonder why they have not responded sooner, as far as, you know, stopping that, right? Genocide. The population, and also worshipping evil. Some words from Mr. Sergei Lavrov from his interview with Rossiyskaya Gazeta. This is a daily newspaper. China needs strong Russia, while Russia needs prosperous and stable China. That's what Lavrov said. I will be quoting now his words from this interview. This is also from TASS, by the way. All the links you will find, as always, down below in the description box when you scroll down under the video. Today, Russian-Chinese cooperation has required the nature of comprehensive partnership and strategic interaction that enter a new era, Lavrov said, speaking on the occasion of the 75th anniversary of bilateral relations establishment. Quoting, "According to the leaders of our countries, bilateral relations are currently at an unprecedentedly high level," he continued. At the same time, they are constantly being enriched with new content. We are convinced that Russia needs a prosperous and stable China, while China needs a strong and successful Russia. Our friendly and good neighborly relations are not within an alliance, but they are superior in their effectiveness to military potential alliances that exercise the logic of confrontation. Russia's top diplomat pointed out that over the past decades the countries' bilateral ties had been repeatedly put to the test. More from Sergei Lavrov. However, the most important is that we have managed to show strategic wisdom and stamina. We have managed to build an exemplary model of relations between two neighboring great powers in a spirit of good friendship and cooperation. End of quote from Sergei Lavrov. In 2005, agreements came into force that finally closed the border issues and turned the shared border into a belt of eternal peace and friendship. That's what he said. Since we are on the topic of Russia, everyone, another article I came across today, this is from African News. Russians can now avoid being put on a trial if they enlist in the army. That's what Putin decided. Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced new measures that extend defendants' ability in criminal cases to avoid prosecution if they joined the Russian military. The new law amends a section of the Russian Criminal Code that said convicts and suspects whose cases were under investigation but not yet in court could be released or have their cases suspended to join the military. The new law, which appeared on government website on Wednesday, extends suspension to defendants whose cases are still in the trial stage but not officially under investigation. It also allows for sentences and proceedings to be cancelled entirely if the individual is then discharged from the army for age or health reasons, or if martial law ends. So that's what's going on. Yeah, I mean, we are like right in the beginning of something that might escalate to enormous level, is my opinion. So keep your spirits strong, everyone. Take care of your mental health first and foremost, your physical health. Be grateful for the simplest things in your life that are still good and are still working, and pray. We will end this video with a comment of the day from Tricky Vicky. Thank you so much for this comment. Before I read your comment, I want to say this. I watched yesterday a video that was showing an enormous level of destruction after the Hurricane Helene that took place in the United States. Enormous, horrible, devastating. It's not just Florida, I think it was also Carolinas. I'm not sure if South Carolina was affected as well. I used to live in South Carolina for some time. I know that North Carolina was affected, Asheville area and other little towns that apparently completely ceased to exist after the hurricane went through those regions. I don't know how you are coping there, guys. If there is anyone who, I don't think you're even watching my videos at this point, I just hope you are safe. I hope that many of my viewers who are in United States are not affected, and that you are alive, that you have a place to live, and your family is safe, and your animals are safe as well. Let me read you the comment from Tricky Vicky, who is a long-time viewer. I recognize you, Vicky. Thank you so much. Anya, there is a carbon copy of Poland's floods going on in the United States and 6 states in the respect to assistance. Biden initially said, we already spent our $2.8 billion allocated funds for disaster relief. Meanwhile, our soldiers are sent to the Middle East and reserved for that, and we, the people, have unwillingly sent close to $200 billion to Ukraine. Almost on the day of the Helene, I think that's how you say, disaster, we sent $7 billion to Ukraine and $6 billion to Israel. You see, when I look at this, what's going on, it's almost like copy-paste the same agenda. Don't you think? It's just different zip code, or it's a different country, different state, but it's copy-paste. Disaster and don't support. Why there is no hurricane, and I'm not wishing this, please don't get my words twisted. No natural disaster in Ukraine, no hurricane in Ukraine ever. It's just like around. Russia went through some things as well, I think, not that long time ago. But the weather situation is all over the place, especially in those places that has to be brought down to their knees and kind of convinced that other things matter. And someone put in the comments as well yesterday that this is truly indeed about the population and also taking over the land. That's, I think, what they have done in Hawaii, and that's what I think Who's gonna buy this? Bill Gates again? Who's gonna buy those lands that will be left? Who's gonna go there and take care of it and bring it back to some level of normality? Only someone who has a lot of money, right? A lot of power to do it, because those people has lost everything. I saw the videos, there were no roads, no highways, the buildings were gone, the infrastructure is gone. It's really heartbreaking, everyone, you know, it really is. It makes you appreciate everything what you have, even like having this moment to sit down on this bench and record this video for you and be as safe as possible. Thank you, God. Thank you so much for watching. I see you tomorrow during my live stream. The link is already attached in the community page and on Locals community as well. I want to thank all of you who are supporting my work via Locals monthly. It means a lot. My Patreon members too. Thank you for your donations on PayPal. It really keeps me going, for buying me coffee, donating to my fundraiser, and actually purchasing this book, because I don't know how much this book will bring me as far as income, but whatever it brings me, it might help me a lot with my move to you know where. And that's it for today. Please hit this like if the video brings you any value. Subscribe if you haven't already and you keep on watching my videos. Leave the comments down below and let me know your thoughts. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye everyone.